Hello everyone. Today I want to talk about a certain kind of anime. Not the blockbusters you always see on top 10 lists, not the shows that dominate conventions and merch stores. I'm talking about the underrated ones, the shows that deserve more recognition, that offer something special, but often slip through the cracks. Some of these are older series, some are fairly recent, but all of them are worth watching. Let's get into it. We start with a haunting, poetic story, Wolf's Rain. Set in a dying world where nature has withered and society is crumbling, this series follows a group of wolves Kiba, Tsum, Haij, and Tobo. In this universe, wolves are thought to have gone extinct centuries ago, but the truth is they've been living in disguise, able to appear as human beings. The legend they cling to is that somewhere out there is paradise, a sanctuary that will appear only to wolves when the world ends. What makes Wolf's Rain so powerful isn't just a mystery of the destination, but the journey itself. Each member of the pack has a distinct personality and history, from the stoic and determined Kiba to the rebellious Tsum, the street-smart Haij, and the gentle Tobo. Their travels bring them into contact with humans who are also desperate, broken, and searching for meaning. The show explores themes of survival, hope, and what it means to keep moving forward even when everything around you falls apart. The tone is melancholic, the music by Yoko Kanno is unforgettable, and the ending leaves a mark that few anime manage. This is not a happy-go-lucky series. It's a journey into despair, longing, and fragile hope. Next is something completely different, Golden Kamuy. The series is set in early 20th century Japan, right after the Russo-Japanese War. Our main character, Seicho Sugimoto, earned the nickname Immortal Sugimoto for his incredible resilience on the battlefield. Now back in civilian life, he finds himself searching for hidden Ainu gold, a treasure that could change his life forever. What sets Golden Kamuy apart is its unique combination of tones. It's part gritty survival story, part treasure hunt, and part historical drama. But then it flips and delivers moments of absurd humor, eccentric villains, and even mouth-watering cooking scenes. Sugimoto's partner, Asurpa, is an Ainu girl whose knowledge of the land is essential. Through her, the show introduces the traditions, food, and language of the Ainu people, something rarely explored in anime. The series mixes violent encounters with heartfelt character moments and quirky comedy. One moment you're watching an intense chase through the snowy wilderness, and the next, you're learning how to prepare traditional Ainu stew. It shouldn't work, but somehow it all comes together brilliantly. If you like stories with adventure, history, and characters who constantly surprise you, Golden Kamuy deserves a place on your list. Third is 86, often written simply as 86. At first glance it might look like a typical mecha or military sci-fi, but it's far more than that. The Republic of San Magnolia claims to fight its war against autonomous enemy drones with machines of its own. But the truth is grim. Those machines are actually piloted by real people, young men and women from a persecuted group called the 86. To the rest of society, they're expendable, stripped of citizenship, and forced to die on the front line. The story focuses on Shin, the leader of one of these units, and on Lina, a handler who communicates with the squad from a safe distance. Lina is one of the few people in the Republic who sees them as human, and her attempts to bridge the gap between her and Shin's squad drive much of the emotional weight of the show. 86 doesn't just give you action and battles, it delivers commentary on prejudice, dehumanization, and the way societies justify cruelty. The characters aren't faceless soldiers. Each has a story, a bond with the others, and dreams that may never be fulfilled. Watching them fight isn't just exciting, it's heartbreaking. It's rare for a war anime to balance spectacle with empathy so well, and that's why 86 stands out. Now let's go somewhere stranger. Paranoia Agent is the brainchild of Satoshi Kon, the legendary director behind films like Perfect Blue and Paprika. The series begins with reports of a boy on rollerblades, armed with a golden baseball bat, attacking random people across the city. The media dubs him Lil Slugger. At first it seems like a crime thriller. Who is this boy, and why is he doing this? But as the story unfolds, it becomes clear that Lil Slugger is less a criminal and more a symbol. Each episode follows different characters, all dealing with overwhelming stress, fear, or shame. And in a moment of collapse, Lil Slugger appears. The series becomes an exploration of human psychology, collective paranoia, and the blurred line between reality and illusion. Satoshi Kon's style is surreal and layered, forcing you to question what you're watching. Paranoia Agent isn't for everyone. It's unsettling, confusing at times, and intentionally disorienting. But if you want an anime that digs into the darker corners of the human mind, this is an unforgettable experience. Kurau Phantom Memory is a lesser-known science fiction series that deserves far more attention. It begins with Kurau, the daughter of a scientist caught in an accident involving a mysterious form of energy. Instead of killing her, the accident fuses her with an alien life form. From that moment on, she shares her body with a being she calls Christmas. To Kurau, Christmas becomes more than just a presence. She's like a twin, a sister, a part of her soul. The story that follows isn't about flashy battles or galactic wars. It's about relationships, identity, and the struggle to find a place in a world that sees you as dangerous or unnatural. Kurau and Christmas are pursued by those who want to control or destroy them, but at its heart, the show is about their bond. Their love and loyalty to each other drive the narrative, making it one of the most emotionally rich sci-fi anime you'll find. On the surface, Lycoris Recoil looks like a stylish action series about guns and assassins. And yes, it has that and plenty of slick firefights and secret missions. But what makes it stand out is the chemistry between its two leads, Chisato and Takina. Chisato is cheerful, almost relentlessly positive, the kind of person who can find joy in the smallest things. Takinas are oppositely disciplined, serious, and focused on the mission. When circumstances force them to work together, their partnership becomes the heart of the show. They balance each other, clash with each other, and slowly grow closer in ways neither expected. The cafe setting gives the series its unique flavor. One moment they are serving coffee to customers, the next they're dismantling a criminal plot. But beyond the action and humor, Lycoris Recoil asks deeper questions about life choice and what it means to hold on to kindness in a violent world. The 12 Kingdoms is one of the most ambitious fantasy anime ever made, but it's also one that too many people overlook. It begins with Yoko Nakajima, a timid high school girl who's suddenly transported to a parallel world of kingdoms, emperors, and mythical beasts. Unlike many isekai protagonists, Yoko doesn't become powerful overnight. In fact, her journey is painful and grueling. She's betrayed, tested, and forced to survive in a world far harsher than her own. What makes this series so rich is its world building. Each of the 12 kingdoms has its own politics, culture, and struggles. The rules of the world feel consistent and deep, more like a fantasy novel than a typical anime setting. Yoko's character growth is one of the most satisfying arcs in anime. Watching her evolve from an insecure teenager into someone capable of leadership and courage is inspiring. If you want fantasy that feels real, with stakes that matter and characters who truly change, The 12 Kingdoms delivers. Switching gears completely, Kids on the Slope is a heartfelt slice of life set in 1960s Japan. It tells the story of Kaoru, a reserved honor student who has just moved to a new town. He meets Sentoru, a wild, rebellious classmate who has a passion for drumming. At first, the two couldn't be more different, but music, specifically jazz, brings them together. With their friend Ritsuko, they form a trio that experiences all the highs and lows of youth. What makes the series shine is its authenticity. The friendship between Kaoru and Sentoru feels raw and believable. The jump sessions are animated with such precision that you feel like you're sitting in the room as they play. And the backdrop of the 1960s has layers of cultural change, making it more than just a coming-of-age story. It's about identity, connection, and the universal language of music. Welcome to the NHK is a rare anime that stares directly at the struggles of social isolation and mental health. The protagonist, Satu, is a hikikomori shounen who hasn't left his apartment in years. He's convinced that his condition is part of a massive conspiracy orchestrated by an organization he calls the NHK. Into his life comes Masuki, a mysterious young woman who claims she can help him. From there, the story mixes dark humor with painful honesty. Satu's paranoia, his failed attempts to rejoin society, and his bizarre adventures with fellow outcasts create a series that's both absurd and deeply relatable. It doesn't shy away from topics like depression, addiction, and the search for meaning. At times, it's uncomfortable to watch, because it reflects real struggles so clearly. But that's what makes it important. It's one of the few anime that shows just how messy and complicated life can be. Finally, Ushio Tora. The series feels like a love letter to old-school adventure anime. Ushio, a high school boy, discovers an ancient spear pinning down a monstrous demon named Tora. When he frees Tora, they become reluctant partners, constantly bickering but forced to work together to battle other demons. The charm of the show lies in its balance of action, comedy, and heartfelt moments. Ashio's determination and kindness slowly influence Tora, while Tora's wild, mischievous nature keeps things unpredictable. The battles are exciting, the monsters are creative, and the bond between the two leads becomes surprisingly moving. It's a story about friendship, courage, and facing the darkness together, told with all the energy of a classic shonen but with modern polish. And that's 10 anime that I believe deserve far more attention than they usually get. Some are emotional, some are fun, some are strange, but all of them have something unique to offer. If you've been stuck watching the same popular titles, maybe it's time to give one of these a try. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.